You brought me on. You brought me on first that time. That's unusual.
Yeah.
Usually it's you.
Do you know why? Because I realized the show has got your name first. So I was like, this time I'm going to put you in before me.
What do you mean my name's first?
Through the lens with Brian and Lex. So I was like, let's bring Brian then
Oh,
Lex.
okay. I got you. I got you. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's good. So, how have you been? I know we haven't talked much or talked a lot this week, and but can you? There seems to be a lot of weird things going on right now. And just before the show started, people don't know my son was leaving, so I wanted to say goodbye to him. And then all of a sudden, my camera fell off my laptop, and then also this light thing that I have going fell. And it was, what is going on here?
I have no idea.
So you can't really tell the lights today because, anyways, I have a very interesting story to talk about that you might find intriguing. As you know, I went to that abandoned church last week. I did a live on TikTok, and it was definitely interesting. Did you get to see that video I told you about?
No, I haven't yet. I've been stuck at work all week.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so basically I did this abandoned church, and there was a lot of weird things happening. And so I got home and I put in the SD card from the camera, and I went through some of it, and I captured a lot on the camera because what I did was I was doing the live with the phone and stuff like that, and I just set up a camera in certain spots throughout the church.
Yeah.
And while I posted a video, you saw it, of we were standing in the hallway, and then all of a sudden we heard this. Or Rob was filming something in a room, and he goes, "I'm seeing these weird things." And I go, "It's probably dust particles." And he goes, "Yeah." And I went, "Yeah." And then all of a sudden, "Yeah." We hear "yeah" in the background.
Oh, so like, no one was that. Someone else said it, and it wasn't you guys.
No, it wasn't us. It was like agreeing with us. It was dust particles.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah. So it was just, I don't know. It was just really, really weird. And I have somebody going across here. So just one of those things. So anyway, so that was weird. And then I captured on the camera, I had it in the room. I had it in the main room of the church. And all of a sudden, and we were in another room, and you could hear us. You can hear us in the other room because we were doing an SP7. And all of a sudden, you hear footsteps coming towards the camera.
Oh, wow.
But the weird thing about it is, it sounded like it was walking in water, and the carpet
So
was
it's like,
the carpet
like
was
splashy.
yeah, the carpet was completely dry. Like, you can see through the video. I can send you some of the video, and you can see us walking around. The carpet wasn't wet, but it sounds like it's walking in puddles when it was coming towards the camera.
That's actually really weird.
I can't figure it out. Like, me and Rob, who was with me, are still scratching our heads about it because we walked through the whole place and it wasn't wet. Like, in that main room, the carpet was completely dry. So that was really, really weird. So getting to this light, I know, long story. Getting to this light. So Thursday morning, it almost felt like, as you know, I'm a sensitive and stuff like that, and I normally can't hear them. I can only see them. But I was hearing something in the morning whispering in my ear all morning, and it sounded like a woman. I couldn't catch what she was saying. So I was sitting in the main room, and this thing, now there's only one way to turn it on, is by the remote control. It turned on. This was sitting right beside this light. Like, so nothing hit it. Nothing. So it
Whoa.
just turned on. It just turned on. And so then a couple of hours later, it turned on again.
Oh man.
So eventually what I had to do is unplug it. I unplugged it.
Yeah.
And if it turned on while it was unplugged, I was going to throw this thing out, to be honest.
I legit thought you were going to do that. I thought you were going to say, well, I unplugged it, and then it turned on again. I was like...
Yeah, so I ended up getting in contact with a medium through TikTok, and he showed me how to protect myself better, because we think it was definitely an attachment of some type. So I thought I was protecting myself, but he said I'm not fully protecting myself. So he showed me how to fully protect myself from going into these places, which is really cool. So now he wants me to come to his class so I can learn how to speak to them instead of just seeing them. So we'll see if that goes. Let's see if that happens. I don't know if I really want to hear them, to be honest. Seeing them is good enough.
Yeah, that's
me.
one thing.
Seeing them is good enough for me. So anyways, so that was basically my week. And I will let people know that Parapost is basically done. And we should see the final result this week. And hopefully we do. And we might get Mike on for a few minutes next week, so we can go through it if it's ready to go through. So other than that, yourself?
Yeah, so it's as you know, and anyone who's been watching the show over the last few weeks, that I'm now back at my other job, which is a full-time bar manager, so I'm busy a lot. But it didn't stop me from releasing part 3 of my series this week, and it's a good episode. Didn't realize until editing that something was growling at us at the end when I was trying to say goodbye, and it's really prominent. It's like more like a snarling growl rather than, it's not like an animal. It's really weird, like if you can hear it. So that happened twice. So that's the first time I've ever had that kind of thing on camera before. I had the K2 meter was answering to yellow for yes when asking the age of certain things. So we got a name through on the Ovulus when I asked if your name's Daniel, and it said Alice. So I was like, Alice, are you the child that lived here? And it go to yellow, straight away went to yellow. So it was a really, really active video, that one. So managed to get that out. So it was a really cool way to end that 3-part series.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do now is today, I'm going to watch all 3 parts, because I would prefer doing that. See, I'm the type of guy that I will tape a whole season of a show and then just binge throughout the whole day.
Have I frozen? You frozen?
No, I think you froze a little bit there. So you're wet. Yeah, it's definitely at your end.
Oh no.
So, yeah. So okay. So other than that, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that 3-part series.
I'm having a technical glitch.
All right, I can still see you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah. I can see you and hear you. You're just a little pixelated right now.
Okay, cool. I'm having, for some reason, my good Wi-Fi is now being an idiot.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully that'll fix itself in a second.
Yes.
But yeah, other than that, that was my week.
Cool. So what I'm going to do this week, I'm going to give it to you on introducing our guests today, and there's 2 of them. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Nothing's moving.
I can see you. You're moving at my end. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Still saying I've got a Wi-Fi warning here. Don't know why.
Yeah. So I'm going to let you introduce.
It's not our show unless something goes wrong.
Yeah, that's true. It's very true. I don't know why it happens every single week. It's either telling us to stop or telling us keep on going because it's funny.
Jesus.
So you're obviously delayed.
I don't know what I'm doing it.
Fix it.
Yeah, I might have to reload. Tell him another story.
What was that?
I don't know. My computer's doing weird stuff.
Okay, here we go. His computer's doing weird stuff. Well, that was weird. Where did that thank you come from? That was weird. Is apparently his computer, and the problem is because we're doing it at his end, I can't bring the guests on. So, okay, you're good now. Where did that thank you? What was that thank you for watching come from? Can you hear me?
I don't know. I mean, it's a video that I uploaded because it's for my other live, but
Wow,
I don't know what's going on here.
that's there's a ghost in your PC.
It keeps like apparently, yeah, apparently. I didn't even press any buttons, and then that other video jumped on.
Okay, that's weird. So whatever
Yeah.
at my end came
Okay.
through to
And
your
this
end.
look at it. You shouldn't have told me about that because now it's come here. It's gonna fuck with my shit. Jesus. Anyway, it looks like it's calmed down. It looks like
Yeah.
it's calmed down. Whew. Let me
So I'm gonna
get through the hour, and then you can mess with my electrics.
okay. So I'm gonna let you introduce Rootless Destinations.
Yeah. So this is cool. So this is taking it down a bit back to
Oh no, what's
growing
going
channels because
on?
these guys are. And why am I frozen? Am I stopped again?
Yeah, you froze a little bit, but go ahead. We can hear you.
Oh, I'm dying here. What's going on?
Yeah. So maybe you have an attack.
Okay, you can hear me. That's cool.
Yeah.
So we got we got. I don't know. Do you want to introduce them? Because I'm dying. I can hear you, so I can press the button when they need to come in. Because I'm going to keep freezing. I think.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So these I've known these two through Instagram probably since I would say last November. So I've been watching their videos since last November and stuff like that, or October, somewhere around there. These two wonderful ladies are fantastic investigators. I enjoy watching their videos. And obviously there's so many videos that I watch and I enjoy watching theirs a lot. So without further ado, here is Rootless Destinations.
Hello, guys.
There they are. Hey, how are you?
We're grooving.
Good. So obviously we're having some technical difficulties today, as you saw, I'm sure.
We're
And-
fine over here, so you know.
Yeah. So like Lex said earlier, that if we don't have a problem, we don't have a show.
True,
So
every single
why don't-
week, every
yeah.
week something happens.
Yeah. So why don't we start this? I know you guys got Rootless Destinations on your bottom of your stream. Why don't you guys just introduce yourselves?
Sure. And I'm Heidi. Ta-da!
I like that. That's great. So why don't we just get started here, because I'm really excited to talk to you guys, because I know we've been talking through Instagram quite a bit, and you guys send your videos all the time when videos come up, and I go to them and watch them, and they've been really, really good. And I watched your latest one today from I guess Blue Light. It's not called Blue Light Cemetery. What's the actual name of the cemetery? Sorry, we can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear us?
Yeah, she's gonna have to get a little bit closer. Yeah.
A little closer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's better.
I'm pretty loud. I'm surprised you can't hear me.
Oh, I can hear you. I can't hear
Melissa.
Melissa. I can't hear Melissa. Yeah. Okay. Oh, we lost Lex again. So Lex seems to be having a real problem today. So I'm just going to go on with the interview. So hopefully Lex will fix what's going on. So I know you guys just did the recent cemetery, and by the way, it was great. And we talked about this in the green room. I really enjoyed the owls because I don't get to see owls very often, and that was really good. Now, you guys did say you went during the day. So what was it like during the day when you guys went back there for the investigation?
When we went back during the day, we actually noticed that the gate was open and we could go in. We didn't see it at night. We couldn't tell how to get in at all. And grass is literally up above your waist, and there's a lot of snakes out there. So we were not about to go in there at night. When we went back during the day, it was still pretty spooky. It's really, really badly overgrown. There are snakes everywhere. We were able to find, was it 4 or 5 markers? Yeah, markers. We actually spoke to some people who said that they were trying to get the city to clean it up. And reason that there's actually a fence around it is because vandals not only stole headstones and just basically caused havoc, but they tried to dig up the body of the baby that's buried there.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah, so not cool. So they put that up to try to deter people from going in.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay, so what? Sorry, guys. I'm going to interrupt. What I'm going to get you guys to do, because you guys are really, really cutting up badly, I'm going to get you guys to log out and log back in. Okay, because you guys are cutting up really, really badly. I hardly understood anything you just said there. So what we'll get you to do is we'll get you to log out and log back in with that link that Lex sent you. Is that okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
Be right
Okay.
back.
Okay.
It's not just me.
No, it's just not you at all. So, it happens, guys. This is the world of technology. Sometimes it works. And Lex, by the way, just to let you know, you are really good right now. You're not pixelated anymore, and you're moving quite nicely. So anyway, I didn't catch a lot of what they said. Were you having problems hearing what they were saying?
Yeah, especially with the
Melissa?
I can't hear a word she's saying.
Yeah, so they're gonna have to log back in so the I did before until they come back on. I do want to say one other thing that happened in that church. I actually filmed where that chair was, that single chair in the room, and I had to. So they're back. So
hey,
let's see if we can hear you now. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. I can hear you now. Yeah, that's better. That's better than it was. Go ahead, and you were talking about the Blue Light Cemetery.
We did go back during the day, and I don't guess you didn't hear me. The reason that there's a fence around there is because people were vandalizing it and stealing headstones and trying to dig up the body of one of the babies buried there. So, not technically supposed to go in, but what we're supposed to do is there.
Yeah.
Go in, so.
Yeah. And I spoke to you about this in the green room earlier. I was kind of wondering about the fence. And now just hearing what you just said now about the problems they were having, because originally my theory was maybe something happened in there that necessarily wasn't a vandal type thing. Maybe something or somebody experienced something in there that was of the spiritual nature and maybe said something, or maybe they've been hearing stories and that's why they put the fence around there, because maybe there's been a lot of different things that have been going on there when it comes to ghosts or spirits or anything like that. But that's sad. That's really, really sad. And
It really is.
And I just don't get why people do that. I'm the exact same way when it goes into like a place where it's abandoned. Like, for example, I've been to a couple of different tunnels and there's all this graffiti on the walls. And
Horrible.
I just don't understand why they do that. I was actually investigating a tunnel, and these 5 kids came in and they went right back to the other end of the tunnel and they started spray painting the wall. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? Why? It's like, it makes no sense. And in this, I don't know if you saw this picture on Instagram, but it was the one that had the ice that forms. Okay, so that's the tunnel. So they even spray painted the ice. Like,
Ridiculous.
like it doesn't make sense at all. But
Yeah.
you know, that's one thing I always say in my videos, and I never understand. And I'm sorry that I'm going to say this, but I never understand. I said it in the abandoned church during my live. I don't understand why kids put man's parts on the wall.
Agreed.
What's that say again? Sorry. Yeah, and I don't understand why they do that, but anyways, that's neither here or there. It happens. Anyways, go ahead, Lex.
So now that I'm back, I'm going to start with a very simple question. It's one that we quite like to ask everybody because everyone knows what kind of people we are. Everyone knows what kind of utensils we use in investigations. And I wanted to ask, like, what's the one piece of equipment that you're definitely going to take with you? That's the first thing you're going to reach for in your bag.
Other than your camera. Other than your camera.
Recorder.
Yeah. Oh, recorder. Yeah. I have noticed in quite a few of your videos, and especially the last one I watched. Was that the SB11 or the SB7 that you guys used? The SB7? Yeah. So I do notice that you guys do use the recorder a lot in your videos, and I think that's phenomenal. Recorder seems to be a very popular, obviously, because there's no denying if you catch an EVP on the recorder. So,
Exactly.
and you guys like to use your own separate little recorder. Have you guys ever used the phone in recording? No. Yeah. Okay. So here's a question that we definitely like, and I like because I definitely like hearing the stories of the different places that people go to. What has been one of your favorite places to investigate?
Wow. My personal favorite would honestly have to be when we went to Bragg Road. And we had a road where there's a lot of paranormal activity.
Okay.
And we feel like we kind of picked something up there. Yeah. So that was probably one of my all-time favorites so far.
Okay.
I really, to be honest with you, love all of them. I don't really have a favorite. I have no idea what you're saying.
Yeah. Go ahead, Lex.
Say it would be cemetery.
Say again, sorry.
It's a cemetery.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's the microphone on you. Are you guys on a phone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. That happens. Go ahead, Lex.
So I'm going to follow that trend of favorite places. And what's been like the scariest thing that's happened to you during an investigation?
That would have to be Muldoon. We went to this cemetery, and I'm telling you, it was like midnight or something. We were on our way home, and it was pitch black. And we stopped at this cemetery, and we just got out of this huge angel statue. It didn't have any lights or anything. We never had lights on this big statue, and all you can hear is coyotes in the background. And not just one or two, a whole family. And I have to say, I'll take the ghost over that any day. Heck yeah! We left. Yeah, we did. We literally we were terrified.
Yeah. Wow. So I know you guys like cemeteries. And obviously the video today that the cemetery, I have my own opinion about cemeteries. I don't know, maybe it's just me personally, but I haven't had a lot of luck in cemeteries when it comes to the paranormal. But you guys seem to have quite a bit. What's your theory on cemeteries? Because I find that cemeteries, it's their last resting spot. So why would they actually want to stick around there? Wouldn't they want to go to a spot where they're more familiar with, like either a home or a business or wherever they go? What is your personal feelings on when it comes to cemeteries?
Well, my personal feeling on that is if you're a lost soul, maybe you really don't know where you are.
Yeah.
Maybe you're lost.
Yeah.
You are. And to be honest with you, go there to investigate. Yes, you're going to see that we have some videos where we're investigating, but we're more interested in the history and the people that are buried there.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I went to a cemetery that it's outside of Niagara Falls. And I don't know if you've ever heard of this woman. Her name is Laura Secord.
No, you do.
No. Is she the one who did suicide because of her partner?
Say again, sorry?
Is that the one who committed suicide because the loss of her partner?
No, actually, Laura Secord is the woman. Laura Secord is one of the first women that was ever in a. I think I can't remember which war it was. Well, it was definitely the War of 1812, I believe, that she was in, and in Canada, she was very popular. Actually, believe it or not, there was stores named after her, Laura Secord, and it was a candy store, like where you buy chocolate and stuff like that. So fabulous store. It's a fabulous store, but I don't know. I definitely have my own opinions on when it comes to cemeteries, and I've seen a lot of videos where people actually catch stuff, but I'm still on the fence about, and I understand your theory about the lost souls and stuff like that, but I don't know. I'm just on the fence when it comes to cemeteries, because I know if I go into a location, like whether it's a house or whether it's a business or wherever, I just find that that's where they would go to rather than just staying in the cemetery. So I don't know. How do you feel about that, Lex?
I've only properly investigated one cemetery. It was the first video I ever did. And thank you to Brian for supporting me when that came out and making me the man I am today. So thank you very much.
Wow, that was a little bit of sarcasm there.
It was not. But yeah, so in that one, we didn't get a lot. There was one moment where you can hear like something running up behind the camera, because we're all sat in a circle in front of the camera. We were like, oh, let's do a silent 5 minutes and to see if anything could be heard, because nothing was happening. We heard the steps running towards the camera. We grabbed it, turned the camera around, nothing there. So we had that. So, but that was the only thing. But we are actually filming on Tuesday another cemetery to come out. And this is a cemetery that was very hidden. We didn't know that it was there. So I'm hoping I'll be able to probably give you a bit more on my thoughts on this after I do this cemetery, Brian. But as far as I can see, again, I think the Lost Souls argument is pretty good. I think that's a good way of looking at it. But again, I do see Brian's point of, well, that's the resting spot. So maybe there's got to be some middle ground there. But maybe it's the area of the graveyard that makes it where it is, maybe.
Right.
But I'm sure I'll have more to say on that once I've finished doing this video on Tuesday.
Yeah, it's just, I've seen so many, unfortunately, and here's the bad thing. I've seen a lot of videos where you can tell right away they're faking it.
Right.
Correct.
And I've spotted that so much. So when I watch other videos that are doing it, and I'm not saying everybody's doing this at all. I would never claim anybody's doing this. But when you see those videos, and those are from the big popular YouTubers, like the ones that have over 200,000 subscribers and stuff like that, and you know what they're doing. At the end of the day, you know what they're doing.
Right.
And it makes me feel, and then the experiences that I've had going into cemeteries, which to be honest has not been a lot. When I'm what I mean by that is capturing something at a graveyard. I've been to quite a few graveyards, but capturing something really distinct, really, really clear, evidence that you're going to say, okay, well, beyond a shadow of a doubt that place is haunted.
Right.
And I don't know. I just, and this is long winded, I'm sorry. But I just feel that, I don't know. I just think that, again, that last resting spot, and why would they stay there? And I want to be convinced otherwise. Like I
Right.
really, really do. I really, really do. But I don't know. Anyways, let's move on. And it's one of those questions where you could probably, or one of those topics you could probably go on forever and talk about.
Right.
And because everybody has their own different opinions about it. And that's what's great, right? That's what's great about this is
Sure.
everybody has a different opinion on places or places they investigate and stuff like that. And so let me ask you this, and I know this is probably one of Lex's questions, or kind of because I'm going to ask it. I'm going to let Lex ask the last one. Is okay. Well, maybe I could take it a different way. What got you into paranormal investigating? Because we all have our different stories, and I know Lex is probably going to be angry with me asking this question because he likes all those types of questions. So what
We'll get the
got
answer.
you?
It's fine.
Yeah. What got you into paranormal investigations? Was it a story? Was it something you heard or an experience you had yourself that got you into doing this?
I think we've actually both had separate experiences that kind of led us to where we are today. My experience was when I was a little girl. Apparently, I was sleeping with one of my sisters, and black mass lowered itself towards the bed to try and get me. The room was ice cold. Yeah, I was very young. I don't remember any of that. But when I was older, I had an experience where a black mass came through my room, and I felt like it was looking at me and smiling, and then walked through the wall. My room was freezing cold. I ran to my mother's room and I told her this. She immediately called my sister, who was not living at the house at the time, and my sister relayed the story to me, and I have no recollection of it. So whatever it was, might have followed me. But at that point, it was when I realized that there's definitely something else out there. I just became open to whatever's going to happen, finding out for myself my own truth.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
and mine's the same way. It's personal experiences. I had my first personal experience when I was 3 or 4 years old.
Oh, wow.
I saw a spirit of an Indian chief, and I'll never forget it. He had a full headdress, everything.
Wow.
And I was older in life, and I was talking to my sister about it. She's older than me. She had experiences in the same house with Indians that never the chief. And
Wow.
I've had many personal experiences, many.
I think we both have
Yeah.
some different things throughout life.
Wow. That's great. And this is why we like doing this, because we always like to hear everybody's experience, because everybody has a different experience. Like my first experience was when I was 15 years old. My real experience. I always knew I had a little bit of a gift on seeing. And I don't know if you guys heard at the beginning, I am considered a sensitive, but I don't necessarily hear them. I see them. And what I mean by that is when I see something, and it doesn't happen all the time, but when I see something, it's whether it's a good or a negative, or demonic, which in all honesty, I've maybe seen 5 in my 8 or 9 years of investigating. So I haven't seen a lot. I think sometimes demonic is overused a little too much, but yeah. So when I see a positive or just a spirit, it's usually a big black blob or shape. So I can either tell it's a male or I can tell that it's a female. When I see something more on the negative energy or the demonic side, it's more like a black translucent smoke, and it moves very, very slowly. And that's what I see. But it's interesting that you actually saw it come through the wall. And so I think, again, going back to everybody's experiences are so different, but so fascinating at the same time.
Yeah.
That obviously it's something me and Lex really enjoy hearing. And thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate that.
We have any more.
Yeah.
But I think they're just great, and I think you can really tell someone's motivations by what gets them into it. Now, I could name you probably 5 paranormal YouTubers who don't have an experience, and there's just a bag at the end of the month. That's why they do it. But that's what I like about it. You can really tell the validity of someone's story. You can tell when a story has been rehashed and they're using someone else's story, or they're
Right,
copying
right.
it off an old movie. You can really tell. So my experience, I've had someone on a podcast talk about it because they actually spoke to someone in demonology to try and figure it out because we can't identify it. I was 17. I went to an abandoned asylum. With friends, we used to be urban photographers, so we only went in there to take photos of the building. I didn't believe in ghosts or anything at this point. Something was knocking on the window behind me as we're leaving, and when I turned around, there was a black mass in the middle of the room with 2 yellow and red eyes peering through it, and it was like 3 feet away from me. I have been told they know what it could be. They haven't spoke to me properly about it yet. They have told me I'm not allowed to say its name when they tell me. So I was like, oh, that's
Wow.
So that was one of my first ones, and there's one, and Brian, it's scary. And Brian, you haven't heard this other one. I forgot about this one. So there's actually one that predates that, but I think I was really young. It was at my dad's wedding in Scotland, so I was a lot younger. So I don't know how much of this is what I'm remembering, or how much of it is my kid memory kind of making it up. But I remember me and my brother were sharing a hotel room, and he used to be really anal about labels on bottles in the shower. He always had them facing the right way. And he was in the shower one day after the wedding. We were upstairs getting ready for bed, and he was in the shower. And he comes running out because he said that one of the bottles had turned around, but he hadn't touched it. So I didn't believe him. But he was scared and stayed in my aunt's room, and I stayed in our room. And it was like 11:30 at night, and then I kept hearing someone running past the door on the other side. So I was like, maybe it's just one of my siblings or my family running past. And then someone kept banging on my door. So after the 3rd time, because every time I opened the door, there was no one there. After the 3rd time, I was stood by the door. So as soon as I heard the bang, I pulled the door open, ran into the hall, and I looked to my right, and there was no one there. There was a long corridor. At the end of the corridor was a chair, and there was a girl sat in the chair. And she got up, walked towards me, and then started running, and then fell through the floor.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Like,
Okay, that's crazy.
I can almost remember, like, it's pretty much like I remember I've questioned it a long time ago. Like when I made the video on my channel about my first experience, I did the asylum one, and I was like, did that happen? Because I remember it, and I spoke to my brother, and he was like, well, I remember you getting freaked out by something in the hotel after I left, after I got scared. And I was like, yeah, and that's why I didn't use that one, because I don't know how much of it is my brain trying to make sense of something.
Right.
But yeah, Brian, that was another one that could potentially have been happening to me as a kid. So I don't know why I didn't believe in stuff after that, because it took me another like 8 years.
Well, it's funny because we talked about this on the show before that as we grow up as kids, that you always hear kids talk about their imaginary friends.
Yeah.
Are they really imaginary?
Right.
Or are they actually really seeing something?
Right.
So, and I just realized that I didn't ask the question that Lex normally likes to ask. And I didn't ask it, Lex. I didn't.
Which one was it?
You like asking the one about where would your favorite place?
All the money.
Yeah. So I didn't ask it.
You did. That's why I'm always confused, because I went from the origin story to this other question.
Yeah.
So that leads us perfectly onto another question. Thank you for the segue, Brian.
You're very welcome. I'm only here to help.
You're here to make me look good.
Yes. Okay. Really?
Yeah. You're a handsome man.
Yeah.
So
Don't need some time.
You need some time alone.
What's that?
You need some time alone.
So this is, imagine me and Brian were your channel's investors, and we gave you all the money in the world to go and investigate one location. Answer it separately, because I want to see if you have different answers to it. But where would you go?
Anywhere
Wow,
in the
that's a
world.
really hard question. I mean, there's so many places out there. To
Yeah.
narrow it down, okay, I'll go first because this has been a bucket list of mine. I have to go to the hotel that The Shining was filmed at. The Overlook Hotel.
The Overlook.
The Overlook Hotel in Colorado.
Oh wow.
One of my favorite movies of all time, and that hotel, I just gotta go. Gotta go. And
Wow.
if you're paying me all the money in the world, I can have Jack Nicholson meet me there and do like a walkthrough with me. So it's golden on so many fronts.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you.
That.
And I can
All
go
right.
with her because she's got all the money.
That's right.
Yeah, but you have money too.
Yeah,
there
we're giving you
go.
all the money too.
You have money too.
I think I would actually like to go to Beverly Hills and spend more than just a day there for the whole day.
Interesting.
Those
You
are
guys
very
want to
different
stay.
answers.
You know what? You guys want to stay in the States. Most people want to leave their country and go somewhere else.
Well,
Like mine would. Yeah, that's true. Everybody has. You know what? Everybody has their different choices on where they want to go. And me and Lex are on the same page. We want to go to the Suicide Forest.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, that would be awesome.
See,
You've already cashed in all your money. We're getting Jack Nicholson ready for you. It's too late.
that's hilarious. That's funny. Yeah, no. I changed my mind. I want to go.
Go with your answer.
Yeah,
But it is good.
Go ahead, Lex. Sorry.
I was gonna say it is good because like it's nice that we're getting different because we've had Suicide Forest has been the answer for probably more than half our guests at this point. But we've had some really good, interesting ones like the Shining Hotel from you. That's another example of a really interesting one because one of our other guests, I think it was 2 episodes ago, wanted to go to Dracula's castle in Transylvania.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
So I like
Yeah.
it's cool when you get different answers.
There's a lot of different places that I would like to go to. There's a place in Vancouver that is actually the #1 spot that's haunted in Canada. It is the #1 place, and that's the sanatorium. Yeah, that is the #1 spot that I am going to be doing in the near future. So yeah, so I'm really looking forward to doing that one. Yeah.
Oh,
So say again, sorry.
It sounds like.
I still didn't hear what you said.
She said we should be planning our trip to Canada soon. It sounds like, huh?
Yeah. You know what?
Yep.
The only problem with that right now is obviously we all know what's going on in the world today, and we're actually in lockdown still. Unfortunately,
I know my son actually just drove through your beautiful country on his way from North Carolina to Alaska.
Okay. So, yeah, if you guys are interested, and we can all make it a trip, and go out to the sanatorium because it's a fantastic. And it's it's funny if you guys look this place up. It actually looks like a little town. There are so many buildings in this asylum area that it actually looks like a town, and it's really, really cool, really, really, really haunted. And I've heard stories about this place, and yeah, it's one of those places that I think it'd be any investigator's dream to go to.
Sure.
I don't know. I think Ghost Hunters has been there, but I don't think Ghost Adventures has been there. I'm not sure. So, Ghost Hunters, like with Jason Dawes and those guys and stuff like that. But yeah, it's gonna be really, really good. So, anyways, the ultimate question that Lex likes to use, and I know you guys have had a little bit of time to think about this, and we do know before the show started that you guys do have a video. And for anybody that's new in the room, this is Rootless Destinations. This is Melissa and Heidi. And if you want to get there to their channel, you want to hit the link below, go over and subscribe to their channel. They got some fantastic videos. And their latest one just came out 3 days ago from the Blue Light Cemetery, which I got the opportunity to watch this morning. When is that video coming out for the daytime?
This Thursday.
This
It'll be
Thursday.
Thursday.
Okay. Okay. So look forward to watching that one. Go ahead, Lex. Here it is. The ultimate question. And if you guys get it wrong, then we take down this video and you're never ever seen again. And
I don't think it's going to be that bad. What we will do is take back all that money we gave you with Jack Nicholson, and I'll spend the time in the hotel with him.
That's awesome. That's
do murder stuff. All right, murder.
That was a little weird.
Let's clarify.
Yeah,
but
I will tell you though. Sorry, Lex, for interrupting. I will tell you there's something coming up in the near future, and I'm not going to talk about it right now, but might be going to that hotel.
Stop it.
Yeah. I'm not going to talk about it right now because I don't want to get that out.
Right.
But I might be going to that hotel. So
that's dope.
I'll be watching.
Go ahead. So, crunch time. So, in the green room, you did say you've done one of these before, so we know that everyone in the room will know that you know what Randonautica is and all this stuff. We ask everyone, and it's not for a purpose. It's kind of like inner research. I'm trying to see where the community stands on it. So, I wanted to get your opinions on whether or not you believe truly that Randonautica is in any way, shape, or form linked to the paranormal.
No.
Oh, wow. Right. Somebody owes somebody a beer over there.
True.
Yeah. that was
great.
You can keep all the money and you can have Jack Nicholson for 2 days for that answer. Well done. Wow.
It's funny because we talk about this every week, and most people who come to the show will know what we're talking about. I don't know if you guys know the history on Randonautica and why it originally came out. It originally came out because they wanted to get people out of their homes, off the couch, in front of the TV, and experience their community. And then we all know what happened. We all know what happened with that beach and the luggage and the body and stuff like that. And that's when it really got a little bit twisted, because originally, like I said, it was to get people out of their homes, off the couches, in front of the TV, and experience their community. And that's what originally why it was made. Now, Lex will finish this, and he's got a theory on it that I heard every single week, and I truly believe. And the more I hear about it, the more I believe it.
I believe it more every time I've said it.
Yeah.
So with that being said, obviously, when what happened with the luggage happened, I mean, I don't think I even knew what Randonautica was before that happened. I think that I found out through YouTube videos what it was. So what was quite funny, and unsurprisingly, paranormal community lapped it up straight away. They're like, "That's paranormal."
Yeah.
That showed that something showed them where that body was. And at the beginning, I was like, okay, maybe it is. So I've tried it. My friends have tried it, and I have this new saying that it only works for you if your sub count is high enough. And this is probably the truest statement to any app being used. But yeah. So I mean, I don't discount anyone's videos for doing them. I think some people do maybe get something, but I think it's just coincidence.
Totally.
Or
the power of suggestion.
It is.
yeah, and I think if you want to look for something spooky and you end up in a field, and then you research that field, something probably happened there 500 years ago that you're gonna bring up. So it's coincidence more than anything. But anyway, so they did this, and obviously the paranormal community was, with how big it is. I mean, we're talking it's quite a big community just doing ghost hunting, and it was so popular. I don't think the downloads would be anywhere near as high if it wasn't for the paranormal YouTubers using it. And what I found, what was really interesting, is that during this fun thing of popularity, they decided to take the app down. And usually when app updates, you don't have to re-download the app. You just update the app and it updates for you.
Right.
This was weird. You had to re-download the app.
Huh.
So to me, that says what they've seen is that no one's using it for what they wanted it to be used for, but it's actually being used by these paranormal YouTubers, most of which are very popular on YouTube. So I was like, and and for every video you put out with Rando Nautica in the title, is it bangs. It makes it makes good views. So I was like, okay, but let me try the app again. So I re-downloaded it, and surprisingly or not, it took me to a notoriously haunted place in Windsor, which is my town where I live. And I was like, that's really weird, because last time it took me to the arse end of nowhere. And I thought of the exact same thing as well. I was like, haunted building, haunted building, haunted building. And it took me to the first time I did it, it took me to a field like 5 minutes away from my house. There's nothing there. It's just a lake. And then the second time I did it, it took me to this notoriously very famous haunted area in Windsor. And so what that says to me is, and it's not just me, it's worked better for everyone since this update's happened. And I assume they've gone on and they've just put, I'm sure you can get an algorithm for Google searches for haunted places in my location, and they've just put all of that into the app. And it's location based, because you have to put your location on. So it's location based. It surfs Google for the most haunted locations or bad areas of history, and it just sends you there. And that's what was fishy to me. I was like, why did you have to re-download it? Because that's not an update. They would have had to redo its software to do that.
Right.
And that's clearly what they've done. So that's why I firmly say I used to think it was possible. Now 100% don't.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they had taken it down.
You're in the middle of nowhere looking at a field of nothing, or you're at somebody's house. Yeah. We ended up at his house one time.
I downloaded it, and before that update, I downloaded it, I think it was last July or something like that, and it took me to my bathroom. So I
That's awesome.
I wasn't thinking about my bathroom at the time. So
that is hilarious.
Like, honestly, and like his theory, like I said before, like every time I hear it, it makes more and more and more sense. And I don't know. At the end of the day, it's interesting. Now, I did want to ask you guys something before we say goodbye. You guys say you don't like using the apps. How do you feel about the Necrophonic app?
I have to use the app to have it positively coordinated. I have not tried the app.
Okay.
All of them that I've seen people use, that's the one to me that's more likely that it's useful.
Okay. Interesting.
It's a good start, because I use Necrophonic. I mean, the idea is eventually I'll get an SB box, and I'm going to use both. But the reason why I like it, and it's a very small detail that people don't notice when you download an app and it has to do. My biggest thing is someone sent me a message on Twitter, and they were like, "Well, clearly it's just listening to what you're saying. So when you say a name, it shouts out a name to you." And I was like, "That's a good theory." And if you want to spend money on the app and test this yourself, you can. When you open it for the first time, it doesn't ask you for permission to use your microphone, so it can't hear you, and it would be illegal if it did. So,
oh wow, okay.
So that's really good. The other thing is, I have looked into its sound bank, because you can plug into that too, and all it says, all it is like sound effects, like pa, pair, da. So something has to manipulate it into saying a word. Like the sounds are there to build the words, but they're not loaded up as words. Now it can be I think you can manipulate the app. But you have to have it plugged into a computer at the same time, and then you have someone type in a word, and then it comes through. Whereas, as you can see, like when Brian uses it, he actually leaves it in camera shot,
right?
So you can see it's not plugged in. When I use it, I actually stand in front of my camera like this, so you can see there's nothing like attached to it.
Okay.
So this is why I use it. Again, I don't 100% trust an app, but this is probably the one app that I put more faith in than any other.
Okay.
Still proven otherwise, which is why I want to use SB box at the same time, because I was like, you can trust the box more than the app, I suppose.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
Interesting. I did the SB7. I did the SB7 in the abandoned church last week, and I left the camera in the room. And the amount of words that I was saying, and it was no way it was a radio station. There was no music or anything like that. And the words that were coming out of the SB7 were absolutely incredible. And it almost sounded like at one point that the two, like there were several spirits talking amongst each other,
Right.
And it was like, it was really, really weird. And like I was saying before you guys left and came back on, there was a moment where I had the camera pointed at the chair, this creepy ass chair that's in this church. It's right in the middle of the friggin' floor, and it says "Don't sit," which is creepy enough.
Yeah.
So I had the K2. Now, if you understand the chair, like it's a rocking chair, okay, but the back is kind of leaning.
Okay.
So when I put the K2 on the chair and the lights were going off, just now, I'm not sure if it fell or because of the way the backing is, because there'd be no way it could fall because it's basically sitting. So anyway, it said a word on the SB7, and then all of a sudden a light went, and then the K2 moved.
Wow.
And yeah, and I'm a little freaked out about this this church. I put a picture up earlier in the week from this church of a boy. There's two pictures. It's far away, and then you see this blob of white energy, and then I zoomed into it, and you can actually see shoulders. You can see the ears, and you can see the eyes, and you can see the mouth in this picture. It's a little boy.
Wow.
So if you guys take a look at Instagram, it's there. But this church, it's funny because the first time I went to this church, I did an SB7. I got like 8 different hellos from 8 different spirits all in a row. But one of those hellos was like a little boy hello.
Huh.
So we determined through the SB7 that this possible boy's name is Alex.
Okay.
Good name.
Because it said out. No,
All right.
I you know, it's funny you say that because I actually thought about Lex when it said Alex. So, but this church is absolutely crazy. It's just insane. But yeah, it's just the amount of experiences that we're all getting, and I guess that's why we enjoy it. And it's like a drug, right? It's an addiction. You capture one, and you want to, yeah, and you want to go after that. You want to go after that next one, and hopefully it's going to be bigger and better. You know,
Right.
so. But yeah, it's just absolutely incredible. What I want to do now is say thank you very much to the both of you coming on the show. And again, guys, the link is below to their channel. So just click on that link. I know people don't do this, but I'm going to say it anyways. Click on the bell. So you know when their video, you know when their video's coming out. People don't click on the bell anymore. People subscribe, but they don't click on the bell. So click on that bell because honestly, these two women have a lot of videos on. How many videos are there? I think
75 or
Something
80?
like that.
yeah, I thought it was up there.
Yeah.
So because I know every if it's not every week, it's every other week that
Right.
you guys are sending me a video on the
right.
DM and Instagram. So, but it's great. But I really, really appreciate you guys both coming on. I know we've had some problems with the audio and the technical side of things, but again, it's us. That's our show.
You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for talking to us and having me on here.
Yeah. So I'm going to let Lex say goodbye to you guys, and then hopefully people are going to watch the replays, and hopefully you guys will get some more subscribers because you guys definitely deserve it. You really
Thank
do.
you so much.
You guys are two wonderful people. I really enjoy talking to you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I agree. I was going to say thank you so much for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure to first of all, speak to you and meet you guys, but also be introduced to your channel, because I didn't know who you were when Brian mentioned you at the beginning. And then I went through, subscribed straight away. I think I followed the Twitter page. I need to follow her on Instagram. But yeah, I've been watching from the beginning, so I'm working my way up the uploads. So it's probably gonna take me a little while to get all the way to the end.
And yeah, if you don't know Lex is a very, very dedicated paranormal investigator, and that's what makes him a great investigator, because he wants to learn. And
Awesome.
I think he learns from a lot of different people. He gets different ideas from many different YouTubers and other investigators and stuff like that. And that's what's great about Lex. And I'm not going to dwell his head anymore, because I want him to get through the door. And so, anyways, go ahead, Lex. Sorry.
Thanks, Brian. So other than that, I've said this before to other people, and I do mean it when I say it, that you've got a sub and a fan and a friend for life. You guys are good. I'm gonna watch the video you put out 3 days ago tonight, because it's gonna take me a long time to get there, because I like the fact you're doing the daytime one, because I've just done this thing, so I've just done day and night. So I was like, that's interested me. So now I'm actually going to jump ahead and watch that one, so I can be ready for the daytime. So I want to see what you get up to in there. But I just want to wish you all the best in the future endeavors. I hope we can get you back on here in the future with a different, hopefully we can get better sound quality for the next time. But I'd love to have you back on again.
We look forward to that. Thank you guys for this opportunity. Really enjoyed it. You guys are amazing. We love you and we appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'll definitely get you back on the show, because the audio has been crap today for everyone. And then obviously Lex's problems and with his Wi-Fi, but we'll definitely get you guys back on. And go ahead, Lex. You know what? Take a look around that you have no idea what I'm friggin' talking about.
Did you see my Wi-Fi go off?
I think it's his monkey.
It says no. It's my lucky monkey.
Yeah.
I have 3 of them.
But you guys have a great rest of the day, and I'll definitely talk to you soon, because I know we convert through Instagram.
Right.
And you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. Okay.
Thanks, you guys. We'll see you soon.
Okay. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
So that was nice. It was good to meet them. I'm glad you enjoyed that channel. I am.
You know what? I am a little. They're great girls. I enjoy watching their videos, and like I said earlier, I converse with them all the time on Instagram DM. And I'm a little disappointed that how the show started and the audio and stuff. So I definitely want to get them back on, so we can have a better conversation. And because honestly, these girls deserve. They deserve to be over 1,000. They work hard, and their videos are good, and they're fun. They're really fun.
They are. They've got a good dynamic as well. Like when they're talking together, like the simultaneous turn and high five. That wasn't rehearsed. They're just they're just on point with each other. And I think that's what makes them a great team.
Yeah.
You can see they generally really care about each other and all that stuff. So I'd love to definitely going to have them back on, and hopefully we'll have a better technical time.
Yeah. One question I did want to ask him, and I was thinking about it, and we'll ask him the next time we bring him on. How long they've known each other? Have they been lifetime friends, or how do they know each other?
Good question. Yeah.
And I have a ton more questions for them. I want to see a lot more of their video. Like, I'm going to go right from the beginning, like you are, and start from the beginning, because I've seen a lot already, but I haven't seen right from the beginning. So
yeah, I'm always interested in where people start and how they do it, because obviously you saw how much I was nervous about my first video. So I actually like that come up. So yeah,
that's cool.
I'll race you.
For what? Oh, to finish. Yeah. Okay. Well,
I thought you were going to say what $5 Canadian? Would that do it?
But I definitely, you know what? I don't even know how many people were in the room today, to be honest. I didn't even take a look. I just got talking to them. I didn't even take a look. But, hopefully people will see the replay. People will share this out. And I'm glad I had them on. And like I always say, every week Don't let yesterday use up today. And I want to thank everybody that came in and watched the show. I really appreciate it, like every other week. And yeah, that's it for me. So I hope everybody has a great Sunday.
Fantastic. And I did come prepared with a quote this time.
Okay.
And it's more of a message to everyone who watches, does video creations, whatever, is that we must never allow people's limited perceptions define us.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
Wow,
I'm a
that was
poet.
deep. Yeah,
It's very deep.
apparently. Yeah.
I was like, how can I get a good one? Like some of them were getting quite dark, so I was like, let's not talk about that one. That's a bit of a dark quote to use, but I did
Yeah.
have another good. I did have honest disagreement is often a good sign of success or progress.
Yeah. Well, that's
So,
good. That's good.
Hmm.
So I will let
Like-
people know tonight, 7:00 tonight, is my release of the next part of the Paraflix shows, I guess. The next one. Yes. This is the I believe this is the asylum.
Oh wow! So, 'cause
So
you don't have random people coming up to you in this one, do you?
no.
That was so cool. The last, those were so chill. It was just such a surprising part of a video. I actually really enjoyed their reactions.
Yeah, I could have showed that whole thing because it even said Haley and or did say Haley, but it also said Maggie
Yeah,
or
I was
sorry, Maddie, not Maggie, Maddie.
I was wondering if they came up with the whole "oh, ghosts ain't real. This is full of shit" like kind of attitude. You were just like, "Oh yeah, what's your name?" That's them.
Yeah, no, it's not how it went, but they were great girls, and Haley is a Instagram friend, and
Oh, lovely.
I told her when it blew up on TikTok, she kind of had a chuckle. She went over and looked at it and obviously liked it and stuff like that, but she hasn't seen it lately because it is at what is it at now? It is at sorry guys, give me a minute here. It is at 181,000.
Beautiful work.
181,000 views on that, and it's got I think it's got almost 4,000 likes, and it's done extremely well. But anyways, let's get off air because we've been way too. It's funny. This has actually been one of our longest shows and one of the most problems.
I mean, we had 10 minutes of me not being able to do anything. So
Yeah. Anyways, guys.
See you next time on Through the Lens, guys. Thank you very much.
Ciao.